It is Tuesday, May 14th of 2019, and today is the day that I've decided to change my life. I'd like to start off my story by talking about what happened to me today. So, I was in the shower, and in the shower I do a ton of my thinking. It's quiet and peaceful, and I can just kind of let everything else fade away. And I had a moment where I felt so lost and so unsure, and I decided to pray. I prayed to God that He would give me guidance and that He would show me a sign of what I was supposed to do next. And I prayed so intently, and I asked for that sign, knowing very well that it might not come. Because God always answers prayer, but sometimes it's not the answer we want, or it's not in the time frame that we want. So I went about my day after my shower, and I didn't really think again about that prayer that I had said. And I went to soccer practice because I train the high school team, and after that I went to Barnes & Noble in Greensburg to get some books because I was really considering going off on my own and starting my own business, and I was looking for some books on how to do that because I have no idea where to begin. And I went into the business section, and there are hundreds of books there. I mean, if you've been into a Barnes & Noble, you know how many books they have. So one in particular caught my eye, and I was like, yeah, let me check it out. Since books are so expensive, I always read them a little bit first before I make my decision to buy it. And I opened to the middle of the book, around the middle of the book. And it just so happened that the page that I flipped to was a story about a man who didn't know what to do with his life and was very unsure, kind of how I'm feeling. And he began his own dog training business. Again, no background in any entrepreneurial endeavors or anything like that. He had no idea what to do. So I was really shocked that just happened to be where I opened the book to, because that's my exact situation. And I'm thinking about going off on my own and starting my own dog training business, and I have no idea where to begin. So I read that passage, I closed the book, and I thought for a second, and I was like, oh my goodness, this was my sign. So what are the odds that I picked up that one specific book, and I opened the book to that specific page that talked about a man who was in the exact same situation that I am? He had a passion for dogs. He was very unhappy in his current situation, and he just decided to do this, and he went for it, and he educated himself, and he read books, and he worked with friends' dogs, and he volunteered, and he did all of these things to get prepared to start this own business. And I just couldn't believe it that in the same day, within 8 hours, I prayed for a sign, and God pretty much smacked me in the face with one. You know, you hear people talking about their God moment and things like that, but I've never really had that until now. So, sitting there reading that passage, I was really moved, and I felt really like this is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is my calling. I have such a passion for animals and helping them and helping families and people with them, and I really feel like this is something that I can do and I can be good at, and I can help so many people. I just have been so sick of being stuck in the rut of going to a job that I hate and not being successful because my heart's not in it. And I just really, really feel like this is the right move. Now, don't get me wrong, it's so scary. My financial situation is thin, to put it mildly. I'm not in the best place as far as that goes, but I believe that if I put my faith in God and I follow this path that He has laid out in front of me, I will ultimately be happy and fulfilled, and I will be able to be successful. So I wanted to document this because I know in 2, 3, 4 years, I'm going to want to remember this day, and I'm going to want to be able to say, this is the moment that I changed my life, and this is the moment that I decided to follow my passion and do what I'm good at and what I love. And so few people get to have that moment in their lives, and they just punch the clock and go to work and come home, and I don't want to be that person anymore. So I just wanted to make sure that I could remember this moment and remember how happy I am and how passionately I feel that this is the direction that God's moving me in.